Hello, everybody. My name is Driving Down the Road, and welcome back to Night Call, the detective game we've been playing for the last 2 days. It's really good so far. It's really this. We've met up with Claudia Campos. We've hit it off. I'm never gonna do that again. We also met up with Herv. Herv just found out his wife is getting married. Is angry at the fact, but she gave him ravioli. Claudia, on the other hand, is a woman who survived Argentina and, as of right now, literally has the most evidence against her. I do not want to zoom in. Okay, literally has the most evidence against her. I'm personally thinking it's her. I'm swaying to it that it's her, but we don't know yet. The sad thing is, I have these two articles. I can't read these articles, so I kind of have to just like go to bed. So I might as well just go to bed. I can't do nothing about it. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You pull open your sofa bed, which unfolds into an unpleasant creak. I'm gonna add the creaking sounds, damn it. You collapse into the mattress. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, passengers, their faces, their problems. I skipped over something. He was supposed to say something else, and I skipped over it, and I know I skipped over it. I hope me talking to that guy doesn't get me. You open one eye. You start whistling some song that's been in your head since you woke up. But you don't know why. It's gonna be a long night. You get up quickly. A few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Man, bro, you don't shower or anything? I need gas. That's what I need. I need some gas. Oh, there it is. Okay. I only... Ooh, there's the lady I was talking about. I don't need immediate gas, but I need gas. Well, let me get this informant shit first. I think I may need this more. Two women cross the street in front of the cab. They're laughing so loudly. From the outside, the Montero's gun shop looks like... I didn't want to skip that. Why did it skip that? I don't know what it's even said. That's not fair. You park your taxi across the stadium just a few meters from the two-story building. An odd brick place clashes out of the long's concrete behemoth that is the charity stadium. You get out of the car and you walk in front of the door. You knock. You wait a few minutes, the light comes on, the door finally opens. Marco appears. Marco is a former taxi cab driver, a strange guy, a bit spacey and different. He's been working at the stadium for a few years now. Well, shit, you're still alive? That's Marco. Like him. I mean, wow, so nice to see you. Even though he stole your wife. Ooh. Come in, come in. You want something to drink? All right, you stop drinking. Cup of coffee? Yes, please. You followed him into his caretaker's home. Pretty nice despite the mess and filth. He serves you a cup of coffee and sits you down at the table. Follow suit. The only noise in the room is the TV behind Marco. Before you come by, he was playing a soccer video game. Fans are singing and clapping their hands. So, what have you been up to? I have questions. He shakes his head. No, not yet, man. Seriously, no. Last time I helped you out, I lost my job, so the answer is no. You have no choice, and you know it. You owe me this much. He drops his head between his shoulders and starts to beg. I'm telling you, man, I love this job. It's so easy. I get to take care of the stadium that's empty 75% of the time. He sits up roughly in his chair behind him, his screen, and the stadium is going wild. I need information on Ronan Besson. Straightens up. Ronan? Coach that got killed by the judge? Very one. He was a great guy. Everyone was torn up about it. There were rumors. Some parents heard he was a little too hands-on with the kids a while back, if you get my drift. No one ever looked into it. Was it true? I don't know nothing. He sighs. A few months ago, Ronan cornered a kid, like, by the showers. You know what I mean? Kid stabbed him in the thigh with a pair of scissors and ran away. The kid's parents weren't Weren't sure whether they filed a complaint. The club director brought Ronan in, and bam, 2 days later, was murdered. Who else knows this? About the kid? No one. I think. Well, maybe some other parents. I don't know. You get up. One last thing. I don't want to do either of those. I don't want to get fired. Because he could be the killer. Ah, fuck. Victims. Oh, yeah, him. I know him. I mean, everybody knows him, right? Right-wing extremist, son of a bitch. Hold on. What are you doing with these? Can't say. Marco sits up. Damn it, I'm going to get fired. Easy. Voice speeds up. Don't tell anyone you got this information, okay? Don't worry. Yeah, I've heard that before. The Vuvuzela noise comes from the TV. Okay. About to run. He walks you to the door, mumbling and clenching his teeth. Time I run into you, you jinx me. Every single time. You walk outside over to your taxi. Door, key, motor purring. Back to work. I don't want to show him my suspects because if he's the killer, he's going to kill my suspects, and I don't want that to happen. So I have to play smart. I have to play really smart, and I don't want to lose my guys. Let me actually fill up my tank. This right here. I'd rather fill up my tank to be safe. And I might have someone cut into my car. Pull over at a gas station. Gas. Goal in sight. Fluorescent lights irritate your eyes. The smell of pee is wafting from the spacing between the pumps. Self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. Many marts over there must sell newspapers. Person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple questions. Don't quite know why, but partisan gas stations are always frightening. Check out your surroundings before getting out the taxi. I'm here for gas, Bob. Alright. Walk into the mini mart. Smell coming off the guy running the shop at the station. Fried food? Welcome. He sighs beyond tired of repeating the same sentence over and over again. To la bella pompe. Give me a newspaper. Give me a lottery ticket. Alright, dude. Means I guess I lost. Talk with the clerk. Hey, have you read the papers? Is all they're talking about. Just an offhand comment casually brought up by the serial killer. The guy behind the counter seems like he's interested in the case. Ooh. Have a good evening. What? I didn't even read anything. The code welcomes you outside and makes you forget about the clerk's unpleasant tone. He didn't even say nothing to me. I don't know what happened. Get into your taxi and drive away. I am confused. All right. What I have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna see what this is about. Curious to see what this is. It happens to hear nighttime news. The record brings up our Bardos. The building that caught fire 6 months ago is the subject of a legal battle between the former tenant and its owner, the Grupo Diamante. 90% lives were lost in that fire. As soon as you hear the news is over, you turn off the radio so the cab can be silent again. Why does it have to be silent in order for me to drive? I don't understand that. Oh, here we go. Here's my homie. The little boy is. What am I next to? Let me read this paper real. Pull a newspaper out of the glove compartment and start leafing through it. Eventually, something grabs your eye. What grabbed my eye? That's the homeless man. I had to go to the newspaper. Oh, he's calling me, though. He's calling me. I think I have to go to him. Feels weird that there's no music. I need a ride, cabbie. I need to investigate you anyway because you're one of my suspects. Get you a bizarre verbal tick as usual. Hey, good to see you again, Jen. Hi, Herv. Start the engine. You look in the rearview mirror and you realize the homeless man is cluttering with his left side. All right, ready, Freddy. Everything all right? He gives you a vague answer. Yeah, sure, fine. You pause. He can't help making a face. Just, you're really not looking too great. Don't worry. Don't worry. Got a little fight last night with this guy. That's all taken care of now. All taken care of now. Smiling, he reveals a row of bad teeth. Want to go see a doctor? Your passenger straightens up immediately. No way. I'm never setting foot in a hospital again. You know, they don't want to treat you because you stink. But that, at least that I get. But they pack you off as some social worker. His mouth twists funny to a funny pucker as if he was about to spit. I mean all in well. But I just want to be left alone. I don't want to be put in some crummy apartment out in the middle of nowhere. If you leave the streets, you lose your spot. That simple. Mouth stays open for a minute. You know, there are guys who tell you that they choose the street and all that. As for me, that's not the case, Ace. But that doesn't mean I don't want to be saved. I'm not one of those kids on TV in the 80s, you know what I mean. Pretend to understand. Make a donation. They need you. Need your money. Well, I'm not asking for anything. I live my own life. Yes, I do. He stares blankly. Sometimes later, your passenger clears his throat. You wouldn't happen to have a little something to drink, would you? You know, like one of those newfangled cab these days. Chauffeur-driven cars? Yeah, that's right. I don't have anything. I'm sorry. He nods. I don't mean water, you know. Smile. Realize that. He sighs. Usually you're not such a pain. Worried. He opens his mouth to say something, then stops short. Yeah, I know, man. Sorry. He gives you a black look. Questions. I've gotten those morning, noon, and night. Taking a tide in them. He loses himself in thought. As you drive along, you see him struggling to keep his eyes open. They're more often shut than open now. Turn up the heat. Passenger head jerks back up. You're a really good guy, you know. Passenger gives you a sleepy smile. Hey, seriously, if you don't mind, take a little shut out on the way, do you? You nod. Joy. He gives you a smile, but there's a painful grimace. Next thing you know, he's sound asleep. You consider to drive in silence, soothing by the warm air of the car heater. Pull up in front of the nondescript gray building. Passenger immediately wakes up and looks around. Shit, this is great. I'm first. Where are we? An organization that hands out clothes for winter. I heard they're going to open a new... A pause. He's searching for the right word. New shop, you could say. I'm the first one, huh? When does it open? 2 days from now. Your eyes widen and your passenger gives you a little laugh. Don't worry, I have plenty. Keep me, but pants his pocket. Found some books. One on yoga and the other book by an old handsome dude. You know, the guy who talks on the radio? Will keep me past the time. Gives me a tap on the shoulder. He reaches for the door and stops short, overcome with spasm of pain. Fuck! Are you okay? Yeah. Don't worry. Take care. Don't worry like that. I make do. Gives you a funny smile, a little forced, like you both know it's a big lie. He opens the door and climbs out gingerly. And thanks for turning up the heat. That was nice. Nice. Next thing I know, he disappeared into the dark side of the street. Sigh and start the cab. Okay. If I didn't have to get information on you, Pop, I would not be doing these cab drives. Alright. Alright. Who's next? The old man. No Claudia, right? I kind of want to smash before I put her in jail. Alright, old man. Eat up. I'm gonna go to the hospital. You know what? I need money after paying for freaking lottery tickets. That works. The next passenger is your suspect. Tired policeman. Judging by his looks, could have easily guessed. Hospital St. Louis, please. Nod your head and start the engine. Yawns. Sorry, I didn't sleep a wink. Insomnia? No, not that, fortunately. Something else. Like I'm waiting for someone to come home. I had a son or daughter telling me, I swear, Dad, I'll be home by midnight. 3 a.m. Still not home. He looks out the window. Dawn is not broken over Paris. Clears his throat. I think it comes from the mother of the murder victim on one of my old cases. An investigation from a few years ago. He pauses. Your taxi purrs like a cat at a good meal. I ran into her on the steps of the courthouse just before the trial, and she told me. He closed his eyes and concentrates. The hardest part is hearing a noise in the hallway and knowing it can't be coming home. The hardest part is knowing that she'll never come home again. Damn, that sucks. He slowly slides. They dispatched me to the parking lot where the body of a young woman was found. She'd been raped and her throat was slit. It was the work of a monster. Wild beast. He raises his hand like if it was to interrupt himself. I honestly think every man has it in him, you know? It's in our instincts, carved into our genes. He was 19 years old. You can hear the anger in his voice. 19! More anger. Just a kid. Gets back to his story. There was blood on the pavement. A little river of blood. The young woman was propped up on a post, her t-shirt pulled over her face. Son of a bitch didn't even have the balls to look her in the eye. Aaron continues to make his voice spark from time to time. He had gone through her bag, looking for spare change. All he found was some makeup and old check stubs. He found his fingerprints on the stub he used to dumb the fan through her expenses. At the time, I remember thinking what a shame it was to have brought all that stuff only to die right after. But I know it was just in my mind a way of keeping things busy. To avoid looking death in the face. And you're a cop. As you get older, you learn to look everyone in the eye. Makes them more human. Whether they're alive or dead. Victims or criminals. Stops. Did you catch the killer? Yes, but much later. We just started working with DNA. We were still on a shaky ground. Made mistakes. Victims and all. That was when I had to learn to look people in the eye. The victims cannot let them turn into numbers. Evidence. It seems too crucial for information the victim's parents of our successes and our mistakes. And it was crucial to reduce the monster that did it to what he was. An abusive kid, forgotten and destroyed by the system. He got a life sentence. Good for him. But the system failed us. Failed the victims. When it comes to crime, there is no winner. You can see his hand shaking. He sees you looking. These old stories still get to me years later. There's a long pause. Your passenger seems out of breath. He sits up, squares his shoulder, and changes his positions. You're coming up to the hospital. System, we don't control it. Controls us. No more, no less. Decides whether we're born here or there. Fingers reach towards the skyline. It makes us grow up, and it teaches us that women are fragile objects and men are violent animals. And up to the moment the system kills us, we try to break its rules. Park the taxi. Your passenger doesn't budge. You cry sometimes? Silence. He looks you in the eye. Yeah. He looks off into the distance. Good. Good. I didn't know how until it was too late. But it's natural. We're designed to evolve, to change. Only when Mother Nature makes us. He smiles briefly. While saying another word, the old cop pays and gets out of the car. You watch him until he disappears into the hospital. You notice a newspaper in the back seat. Your last passenger must have left it behind or the one before. Grab it and put it away. I can read more news. Let's go. It'd come in handy. I made a 42-cent tip. Let's go. Where is the... Is there anyone else I would need to pick up? Actually, I want to help you. Driving in the streets. Driving to my next passenger. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. $44. Deja-vu, Henry. You got it. The young woman who gets in your cab is exhausted. Her voice is thick. Her eyes are half closed. Her movements are jerky. You look tired, ma. Her name tag is still pinned to her jacket. She gets her address wrong twice and makes a brief but polite apology. You start the cab and you leave the hospital parking lot. A few minutes later, you clear your throat. Pretty cold, huh? Turn around, your passenger is staring outside, shivering. Turn up the heat a little and continues on your way. Streets pass by. It's as if you were alone in the world, not a soul in Paris. The rearview mirror, the young woman starts twitching slightly, as if already dreaming. What could you be dreaming about? You are nearing the address she gave you the minute you park. She opens her eyes and jolts awake. I was not sleeping. We're here. It takes her a second or two to realize she is. Shift over the cab. Gosh, I'm sorry, She pays the fare and despite her fatigue, manages a smile. Sorry. Get some rest. Go get some rest. Gives you a faint smile. Thanks for the advice. You can't decide whether her remark is cutting or sincere. She blinks hard and is getting ready to leave the cab when she suddenly whispers, "Feels like I'm already dead." Pause on the radio. An Algerian song plays. She stays put for a minute without speaking. The cab door is open, but just a crack. You didn't even hear a familiar click of the mechanism. The cold night air is sweeping into the cab. Her eyes are riveted to her knees. I killed a patient tonight. Oh God, thank God. By accident. She gets out all at once and says, "Good night." Ah, thank God. Your eyes follow her as she enters the building. You stare another minute until the light lobby automatically switches off. I got my $44. I just got told I had a murderer in my car. Thank God. I thought she was gonna kill me. Well, it's time to go home. Time to go home. No reason to wait. You wanna see how I got these scars? About a serial killer, so he knows what it's like to be a serial killer. God, I'm losing money. I do cry sometimes. I do. It's very hard not to. You have met with Dejin. She killed somebody. She killed somebody. Take a few minutes to update the board with the new clues. Steps in the hallway. They stop in front of your door. They do move and move away. Crack your knuckles and you get to work. I should have enough time to put these up. And this. All right. That's the end of the night. Yeah. So, a lot of angry murderers out there. Just, even though they were accidental, it sucks. And I also feel for the cop. Even though we haven't met into the Argentinian woman Claudia yet, I still think it's her. I feel like it's, you know, just living through her life, just angry at people, angry at men, because the key word is she kind of let us know, like, you know, she hates, like, men, makes her feel uncomfortable that we're kind and whatever the case is. But we won't know until we keep detective work. And I'm gonna figure this out. I am. This is the first mystery. There's 3 of these mysteries. I'm not even done with it yet. So if you like what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I know it's a bit of a short episode, but I'm sorry. For the next one, we're gonna continue on. So thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care now. Bye-bye.